talking a little bit about Brashard Smith and how he fits in. And I'm going to give him a little bit of credit for, like, if this is a role they see it in, I could see why it works. But first, I'm going to tell him I would not make this comp if I were him. Ryan Nutt was talking about the role that they could put him in. And he was saying, hey, we know his receiver ability, which obviously he was a wide receiver for the first 3 years in college in Miami. We like him in the backfield. Like, you know how it is. The Chiefs love a good hybrid, gadgety, use him everywhere, use him in kick returns, use him on third downs, surprise teams role. But the player he specifically said that they had in mind for him is the way that they wanted to use Kadarius Toney. And I know that, like, some part of, like, the Chiefs are trying to convince us that the story on Kadarius Toney is not, it's just injuries and mental miscues. The talent's there in the world. Are you sure? Like, I've seen a lot of incredibly talented players who are knuckleheads who still had success in the league. Kadarius never had success in the league doing anything. He might run fast, but that doesn't mean talent.
Yeah.
Lots of people in this world run fast. That is the last player I would start bringing up as a comp. And yet, the role they claim they wanted for Kadarius Toney, and I think actually works for Brashard Smith, if they're going to use some of that receiving ability right away, that's the only way for him to get time early, in my opinion. Otherwise, between Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, he might be looking at 2 touches a game, 3 touches a game in the early stretch, unless there's some injury that I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I agree. I think you put it very, very good there, very well. I think player to player, please God, no. Role to role, it makes a lot of sense. And what intrigues me about it... I don't want to hear
Kadarius Toney say somebody else.
What intrigues me about it is Kadarius Toney, or even McCole Hardman to some extent, because I think he was used in sort of that same gadgety role in some respect as well. It was a wide receiver that you were trying to get to do some running back-like things with jet sweeps and other, extensions of the run game. I like it from the opposite angle here, where you've got a guy who, yes, played wide receiver, but is coming into the league as a running back out of his senior year at SMU, a guy who can run and catch the football, using him in that role rather than what you had to do with Kadarius or McCole, where you were like, hey, we got to teach them how to be running backs here a little bit. You don't have to do that with Brashard Smith.